How is everybody doing today? And in this video, we are going to be talking about Acheron because yes, they quite literally dropped every single thing about her on the same day, including her Lightcone. The Lightcones are going to be on her Lightcone banner, and also her with her traces, her abilities, all that type of stuff. So we will be covering every single thing today. But before we get into all that, make sure to leave a like and sub on the video. I decided to get 1 extra hour of sleep yesterday. They decided to post everything, the reaction trailer, the Acheron kit, the Acheron Lightcone. I'm like, god dang, give me a second to go to sleep. This is what I get. I'm never going to sleep early again at this point. But let's go ahead and go into the character for Acheron, which is going to be Lightning Nihility. And god dang, does her design look absolutely amazing. Now, going into the Nihility path, we are going to be seeing that she has these traces. And these traces are going to be, when the battle starts, immediately gain a certain number of slash dream. And slash dream is the, what is it called? Ultimate that you get for Acheron. As we may know that she doesn't work on energy anymore, she works on stacks, which is going to be obtained from getting debuffs onto the enemy or the enemy putting it on top of themselves, because some of them do inflict some type of debuff when they explode, when they die, all that type of stuff. So it's going to be a bunch of different ways that you're going to be able to get this, and it seems like we're going to be getting a fast turn 1 ult when you end up using Acheron for the first time, because you are going to be getting a certain number of the slash dream or whatever the ultimate stacks are. And then after that, applies a certain number of Crimson Knot stacks to a random enemy. When Slash Dream reaches its upper limit, for every point of Slash Dream that exceeds the limit, gain 1 stack of Quadrivalent Ascendance up to a maximum number of Quadrivalent Ascendance stacks. I have no idea what that is. What's it called? The Abyss. When there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron in the team, the damage dealt by Acheron's basic attack, skill, and ultimate additionally increases by a certain amount. And wow. This is a, I would say first, where we are looking at a, not typing like fire, like imaginary with Topaz and Don Hung, or even Sparkle with Quantum. We're looking at a whole path. You need to have this path to be able to do a fat ton of more damage, and seeing that it buffs everything in her kit, not just the basic, not just the skill, not just the ultimate, but the full thing. That is absolutely strong. And looking at the Nihility characters we have right now, you do have a great amount of them to be able to work with. Not only do you have someone like Pella, who basically everyone has at this point, to be able to get it, and Pella's on Acheron's banner, so you don't have to worry about not having a Nihility character to work with. And then you have all the dot characters. Someone like Gwenaifen is going to be really good for this because of the stackable damage receive boost that you can get from Gwenaifen. Welt can work as a sustain if you know how to use him correctly, and if you work him a certain way, whether he's a DPS or he's a break effect build to delay them all the way down to the bottom for the rest of the year. And then Kafka and Black Swan as dot units are also going to be absolutely amazing for Acheron. That might be her best team possibly, because if we're rocking 2 Nihilities for her best team possible for that massive damage boost, Kafka and Black Swan just doing damage alongside Acheron, and then also applying not only Black Swan's defense reduce and damage receive boost, but also Kafka's dot as well, and retriggering all of that non-stop and applying those dots. You're gonna get so many debuffs, and you're gonna allow yourself to do a lot more ultimates with these 2 on the field. And the same thing for Silverwolf. She's also gonna be getting some massive value when it comes to the characters that are going to be working well with Acheron. Silverwolf and Pella are going to be 100% a really nice duo for sure when it comes to the characters that you're going to want with Acheron, and then the dot team as well. So there's a good amount of Nihility characters to use from. I'm assuming we're going to get even more in the future, but as far as we know now, Pella is almost a guarantee for anyone that is summoning for Acheron. And then all you need to do is pick up 1 more of these, either the dot units or also Well as a sustain, or possibly the 5-star dot units, or Silverwolf, who is probably going to be the better choice for the massive defense reduce that you're going to be doing with Acheron. Going into Thundercore, when the Rain Blade from Acheron's ultimate hits enemy targets with Crimson Knot, her damage increases, stacking up to a max number of times and lasting for a certain number of turns. When Stygian Resurge triggers, additionally deal damage a certain number of times. Each time deals lightning damage equal and is viewed part as ultimate damage. So that's just a bunch of like more damage if you have more Crimson Knot stacks, and the last hit is going to hit even harder and count as only ultimate. And then for technique, as we know, this is going to be the instant kill 1-shot to the overworld enemies, which is going to be absolutely amazing, and it's going to be super strong. One thing that we do need to know is that Quadrivalent Ascendance is going to be a lightning damage. It's going to hit all enemies to the wave and reduce their toughness irrespective of weakness types. So yes, she is going to have this Silver Wolf effect where you are able to hurt everybody's shield, you're able to break everyone's shield, and if you do break them, you are going to be getting a lightning weakness break effect, which is going to of course be what her actual element is. This is very strong. The fact that you can ignore a weakness type when going into the battle, making it a lot easier to go ahead and just hit someone and boom, you already have your shield broken, you already have half your shield broken or something like that. That is absolutely strong. And then Quadrivalent Ascendance, Acheron obtains 1 point of Slash Dream after she uses her ultimate and applies 1 stack of Crimson Knot on a random enemy. Attacking normal enemies will instantly defeat them without needing to enter battle. Enemies who aren't hit won't consume technique points, which is one of the best quality of life they could have thrown into this technique. The basic attack, just a normal basic attack, nothing crazy. She looks absolutely amazing, holy crap. Her talent is atop Rain Loft Hang's oneness. When Slash Dream reaches its upper limit, the ultimate can be activated during the ultimate, reducing enemy toughness regardless of weakness types, and reduces all enemies all type res, lasting until the end of the ultimate. When any unit inflicts debuffs on the target enemy, when using their ability, Acheron gains 1 point of Slash Dream and inflicts 1 stack of Crimson Knot. If these debuffs are inflicted on multiple targets, then the 1 stack of Crimson Knot will be inflicted on the enemy with the most Crimson Knot stacks. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now. Wait, what is this? Their Crimson Knot stacks will be transferred to the enemy target with the most Crimson Knots left on the field. Wait, when an enemy target leaves or any unit is defeated, it transfers? What? Okay, so there's one thing that we need to talk about here, and it's the fact that she doesn't care what element you are. For the fact that she only has her technique, which also, irrespective of your element, can shred your shield out, which is a very big thing that only Silver Wolf was able to do at first. And now for your ultimate, not only do you not care what toughness they are in ultimate, and this is throughout the whole ultimate as it says right here, and for the fact that you also reduce all enemy type res until the end of that ultimate, no matter who you're going against, whether they have lightning weakness, whether they not have lightning weakness, and they have every other element in the game, and you also are reducing all their type res for the rest of her ultimate, she doesn't care what element you are. She doesn't care what weakness you have, because she's still going to hit you. She's still going to reduce your toughness, and she's still going to do a fat ton of damage. So this is the first time in DPS history where we know Jing Liu and Dan Heng, they kind of don't care what your weakness is either. But it's a degree where you are looking at why is Bing trying to do stuff. But for the fact that you are not caring at all, it's literally inner kid. Don't care about what weakness they have, because throughout the ultimate, you're going to be God mode at that point. This is a super strong DPS character, and a DPS character that's going to be absolutely insane. And the one thing that is super important about this is that throughout her ultimate, when she ends up getting her, what is it called, her stacks through the debuffs, which you're going to be getting a lot of, whether it comes to the multiple sustains that are allowed to do debuffs, the nihility units that we're going to be having that have their light cones, that have other ways of applying multiple debuffs as their off turn. This is going to be something that is going to be used a lot throughout Acheron's kit, and something that is going to be super duper strong and super duper broken. She right now, even without any of the percentages of what she's actually going to do, she seems like she's just going to be the #1 DPS at this point. She is doing way too much for almost way too little, with what I think the stacks are super easy to achieve, in my honest opinion, with the 2 nihility characters that you're going to be rocking with, because all these guys have some way or some form of being able to rock a multiple debuff type of situation where they're always going to guarantee you a debuff every turn. Pella, put Resolution Shines on her. Not only is her basic attack able to do it, her skill can do it on E4 with the Ice Res Pen, and then also her ultimate is the Defense Shred. Sampo, Luca, Gonaifen, they have their dots. Welt has his slow, Welt has his damage received debuff, and then also Kafka and Black Swan also have their debuffs with them being dot, and then Silver Wolf applies 50 billion debuffs as herself. So there's so many great options right now that are going to make this so much easier to be able to work around when it comes to Acheron's kit. Acheron is going to be absolutely busted. For her skill, gains 1 point of Slash Dream, which is an automatic. You get 1 point for having Acheron use her skill, which is really cool. Inflict 1 stack of Crimson Knot on a single target enemy, and then deal lightning damage to them as well as adjacent damage, which is really freaking good. And the ultimate itself, we have multiple things happening, which is Slash Dreams Cries Red. And with this, you're just going to be doing 3 slashes, the rest of it being a single target enemy hit, and then after that you are going to be doing adjacent damage, and then after that you're going to be doing damage to everyone. So this is a really cool ultimate. she is definitely going to be one of the strongest DPS for a very long time. For the fact that she doesn't have energy, and for the fact that she has so much AoE in her kit, for the fact that she doesn't care what weakness you are. And we know we talk about how characters really don't care, like Danhun and Jingliu, but to it be inherently in your kit, and for it to be something that you could delete toughness by without having to match anything in that situation, holy fork, is that absolutely busted. That is insane. Now going on to her Lightcone, which is Acheron's Lightcone, which holy crap is this Lightcone art super freaking cool. God dang, this is a really nice one. Along the passing shore, increases the wearer's crit damage by 36% when the wearer hits the enemy target. Inflict enemy bubbles on the enemy, lasting for 1 turn. That's already busted. And the reason I'm going to tell you why is because Acheron's skill at the current moment adds 1/dream point no matter what. For this Lightcone, you are guaranteed to hit the debuff every single time you hit an enemy target. There's no effect percent chance. There's no percentage in how you're going to hit it. They just straight up inflict enemy bubbles, which is a debuff. That means that Acheron gets 2 points or 2 stacks every single time she acts on the enemy, as long as she uses her skill every turn. So that's 2 guaranteed every single time Acheron uses her actual turn and uses the skill, and then everyone else can generate the rest. That is absolutely strong for her to be on her Lightcone. This is a super strong Lightcone for Acheron, for the fact that you don't have to worry about effect hit rate in any way, shape, or form. This effect can be triggered 1 time against each target for every attack the wearer launches. The wearer deals 24% more damage to targets afflicted with enemy bubbles. That's busted. And the damage from the wearer's ultimate additionally increases by 24%. So it's non-stop damage percentage over damage percentage and a crit damage boost. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty. So the 4-star Lightcones we're gonna be looking at right here are Good Night and Sleep Well, which is going to be a pretty nice Lightcone for Acheron if you're not going to be using her signature and you don't have any of the signatures for like Kafka and Black Swan that you want to put on Acheron. This is going to be your next best for every debuff the target enemy has, which she works around, of course, with applying debuffs nonstop every turn from every one of your characters. The damage dealt by the wearer to it increases by 12%, stacking up to 3 times, which also applies to dots. So this is absolutely amazing as a Lightcone. Post-op conversation increases energy regeneration rate of the wearer by 8% and increases outgoing healing when their ultimate is used. Really good Lightcone for sustains. I really like this a lot. A lot of people use it on Ho-Ho. A lot of people use it on someone like Lynx and all those characters. This is a really good one to have for your sustains. And like before you leave or subscribe for more. Increase the damage of the wearer's base attack and skill. And then the effect is even enhanced when the ultimate is capped out. I don't personally like this one as much, in my honest opinion, so I don't care about this. But post-up conversation and Good Night Sleep Well are definitely some really good Lightcones to look at if you're going for Acheron's Lightcone. And this Lightcone is just overall busted. You get that static 36% crit damage boost, and then you're guaranteed the debuff for Acheron, which she gets her ultimate way quicker with that. For the fact that you're able to guarantee yourself the debuff. You don't have to worry about any type of percentages, not hitting the debuff, not getting that extra stack for your turn. You're just guaranteed it, which is really cool. I think right now, from what we see for Acheron, is that she is by far going to be probably one of the best units in the game. Like, there's just no doubt about it. With her being able to do all that she does, all the damage boosts, with her being with the Nihility characters who are going to boost her damage even more, on top of her own damage boost that allows you to do such, and then her relic set that she gives where she has crit damage and crit rate given it to her by her relic set, which is going to be the debuff relic set for sure. I will be making a video talking about that. Acheron, it's hard to say it because these are some like very taboo words to say in the gacha space. But man, looking at this character who doesn't use energy, that uses teammates to help her get her ultimate, which you could get a multitude of with Kafka and her follow-up attack, with Black Swan her defense reduced, with Silva with her defense reduced, with Well and its sustainability with being able to use slow and damage receive, all the dot characters with their damage, Pella with her defense reduced, with her everything. She's gonna be hitting numbers. And for the fact that she doesn't care about weakness types and she still reduces all type res so that you can take the nukes anyway, even if you're not on the lightning weakness, Acheron just seems like she's gonna be one of those must pull characters. It's hard to say not, just because she has all of these things and the amazing quality of life that she has and a lot of the other stuff that she has with the one-shot instant kill overworld stuff, so that you can grind stuff easier. She has the easier stacks for her ultimate. She gets these nasty boosts from all her talents. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to wait and see when she comes out. But for me and what I think she is definitely the DPS you probably don't want to miss out on. She looks absolutely insane, and we will be making more videos talking not only about her even more in depth, but also talking about her in terms of what you need to be building and all that type of stuff very, very soon. But other than that, that's gonna be it for this video. I am super, super excited for Acheron. She seems to be such an amazing character and a very exciting one, so I can't wait to summon on her, all that type of stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're gonna be summoning for Acheron, all that type of stuff. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.